Hey guys, this is Oracle Daphne. My name is Beth. I am back again for your mid-January 2014 monthly tarot horoscope. This is for everyone with their sun, moon, or ascendant in Sagittarius. All right. It's exciting. Always excited when I get to Sagittarius. So let's see what we've got for the archers, Let's see what you guys have got cooking up. You guys always have projects and are cooking something up. Always. And my latest news is that I am a little behind on getting my videos out because I've been very busy with private clients and I need like 8 hours to get them all done, 8 straight hours. And it's a lot if I have private clients. So, and then I'm also working on like a special deck that is health related, specifically for health. I'm really excited about that. So I'm doing that. I'm spending a lot of time doing that. And I am a little bit more dolled up today because it's my birthday on the 25th. And yeah, I wanted to just, I guess, look nicer than I usually look for you guys. But I've been promising the other signs that I will be going back to wearing a sweatshirt and sweatpants, most likely in the future. So don't get too excited. Don't get used to this. Who knows though? Maybe I'll dress up every time. So let's see. Whoa, what we've got for the last 2 weeks in January. And I am going to be doing my February videos probably around the 1st. And I am still taking private clients, so feel free to email me, elizabetholson31@gmail.com. And I appreciate all your comments and all your emails. You guys are really amazing. I feel so blessed to be able to do what I do every day and do it full time. So it's really awesome. So thank you. So yeah, to start off, we've got kind of an interesting spread here. You've got double fire going on right now. So you do. So literally, I was right when I said you're always cooking things up because you've got something on the stove right now. You're cooking something. So we got the Queen of Wands. To me, this is a fire sign. This is Aries, Capricorn, Sagittarius, or sometimes this can be Taurus. It depends. Typically, I think of her as Aries or Cap. But because I'm doing you guys, this is someone who has a lot of fire energy, female. When you walk into a room, people notice you. That's Sagittarius a lot of times. I mean, they are that bright red-haired person that just stands out. And what's crossing you is passion, which is not unlike you, because you're always looking for passion. You always have a little bit of passion in your pocket, and you're ready to use it. You're always ready to use it. You're on fire. You're hot. What else can I say? So this girl, this is a girl that maybe has several suitors. Maybe there's like 2 or 3 guys that she has her eye on. Maybe she is, maybe you are making your way or your mark on the world and you're just saying, okay, this is who I am. You're making your stamp on the world. And, some of you may have some like sibling rivalry issues. To me, this is sibling rivalry as well. If it's not sibling rivalry, it typically just means, being passionate about what you're doing in the world. Having a passionate relationship, just wanting to have a relationship. And I always say Sagittarius need to have relationships because they have that fire. They have they're naturally passionate. And in the distant past, you're getting the sitting on top of the world card, which is a great foundation. Means you came into some success. You were successful in some way. You had power in what you were doing, and you were empowered in what you were doing, and you were just achieving a lot. Some of you may have been doing things with real estate, investments. I feel like really strongly some of you are doing that. Message me and let me know about that. That's interesting that I have some people that are investing. Just properties. I see like several properties that either you're developing or you're buying and selling, or just land. You're doing a lot with land. If you're not, if you weren't, I guess I should say in the past, if you're not doing it right now, you were in the past. So you may have been like flipping houses or like doing like developments in some way, like maybe like refurbishing or refabricating things. I don't know why those words are coming to me. I don't even really know what those words mean, but that's kind of like what you were doing. And then in the recent past, we've got the Hermit here, and the Hermit is to go in to the cave or to go out of the cave. And I feel like you needed to take time for some self-reflection. I feel like you needed to go into the cave. Why do I say that? Well, because after you get to this point, you kind of need to take a break. It's kind of like, well, you reach the top, or you reach the next level of the game, or you beat the game. Where do you go from here? So you need to take some reflection time for that. Hang on just one second. Hang on. Sorry about that. The TV was going a little bit loud, so it's hard for me to hear myself. Okay, so where was I? So yeah, so you needed to take a break. You needed to just like think about, okay, what are you going to be your next steps? Like, what do you want to do next? And Sagittarius is the archer, so it's always looking into the future. What are its goals? Things like that. And then what's crowning you is the Queen of Swords, which is, I feel like it's not you. I feel like it's somebody else in your life. Whether it's a Capricorn or it's an Aquarius female, okay? This is the Ice Queen. So you've got fire and you've got ice here together. This is quite interesting. And they're looking in different directions. The Ice Queen is looking this way, and you're looking this way. The Ice Queen is looking to the future, and you're looking back at the past. So, this is interesting. I feel like at some point you took some time to really be self-reflective. And to really wallow in the past. And the Ice Queen is somebody you don't really want to mess with, because this is a person who wants the truth and is looking for honesty and trust, and really won't stand for anything less. And she'll do whatever it takes to find out the truth. And once she finds out the truth, the jig is up. There is no talking to her really much after that. It's just, once she knows, and it's very hurtful for her to, I guess, deal with people who are lying to her. So she just can't stand for it. She doesn't stand for it. So, guys, Sagittarius men, if you're in a relationship with this girl, the last thing you want to do is lie to her. That's the very last thing. You can't, really, because she'll catch you. The minute you do it, she'll catch you. It'll be over. And you'll lose her forever. Same with female relationships. If you're friends with her and she catches you lying to her, or if there's something you don't tell her, it'll be over. It'll be over, and you will not hear from her. just because she can't stand it. It hurts her so much. It just hurts her so deeply. She has a sword, and the sword is of truth, and she is not afraid to use it. And she doesn't really care who she hurts because she's been hurt so badly before. At the same time, people can hurt her, and people don't realize they can hurt her. And so she's vulnerable in her heart, because her heart is not cold. Her heart is very warm. Her heart is very big. And so she's vulnerable there. But it's sort of just like once she finds out you're lying, she becomes a complete iceberg, and you can't hurt her. There's nothing you can do to touch her. In fact, if you tried, it would be really, really bad. It would be really, really, like, once you break up with her, if you lie to her, you won't hear from her again, and you wouldn't be able to contact her again. You know, females, Sagittarius, I feel like this is a friend, or this is someone in your life that you know of that, you know, maybe you were dealing with. Typically, Sagittarius and Capricorns are friends, very good friends. Sagittarius and Aquarius are good friends. So to me, this is like a friendship that you had, or you have with her. It's weird because I feel like Sagittarius is maybe it's you that's hot and cold. Maybe you have a little bit of Capricorn in you, and there's this hot and cold thing going on. I feel like there's two sides. There's two sides of you. There's the hot and there's the cold. So maybe you're the one who's been hurt or heartbroken. Maybe you're the one that wants honesty and truth, and just wants somebody to just be open and real with them, you know? Interesting. It's interesting energy in the cards right now for you. And what's right around the corner is one of the victory cards. And the victory, this one is in your career. This is in your place of work. This is achievement after a lot of hard work and effort and energy has been put in. So I'm getting a tingle on it. So it's really good for you. This is really amazing for you, and I applaud you for all of your hard work and everything that you put into getting to this point. I mean, this is celebration time, really. And you don't see it coming, so I would say get a bottle of champagne or some there's this wine. It's funny, I had this client I was giving wine tips to, and I don't know why I did that, but I did. It was funny. There's one, I think it's the Yellowtail Moscato, and it's like there's like a little label on it. It says Lil L-I-L, like little fizz, lil pop. I think that's what it says. Lil fizz. Lil sweet, lil fizz. I don't know. Lil pop on the label. And it's really sweet. And it's fizzy. And so it's terrific for a celebration. So I think you should try some of it. If you haven't tried it before, it would be great. It's a great female, girly drink. You know, this is not, you know, your boyfriend would probably have a beer, you know, but he might like this one, actually, because people who typically don't like wine would like this because it's very sweet. It tastes like kind of very tart soda, actually. Okay, so moving on from wine tips, let's go on back to where I was. Oh, yes. So emotionally, you were waiting on something. You've been waiting and waiting and waiting for your harvest, for money, for things to kind of, your projects and things to kind of grow and ripen. And you're ready for them to be right. Whether they're all going to happen at the same time, sort of like I feel like you've been working on getting your ducks in a row. And things are going to come through at different times. Don't expect them all to ripen all at the same time. That's the message there. And what's coming in from the outside is there's this person in your life that is afraid of commitment. Maybe you are afraid of commitment. Maybe you have worries and fears and negative heads, like a negative head space where you're just like, you got all this dark energy around your head for some reason because you're worried and you're fearful and you're afraid of commitment. This is Sagittarius guys, because to me this is a guy, okay? But at the same time, I've seen this card for females as well. So this is just having fear, being afraid of commitment, worried that things are not going to work out. And I feel like there's this guy in your life that's not ready for commitment that you like. And there's really not much you can do when somebody's not ready. They're just not ready. They have to either become ready, or you kind of have to let them do their own thing. Respect that they're not ready. A lot of times people, when they're in this place, have been hurt before. So I feel like there's this connection and understanding maybe to this other person. To the Ice Queen. The Ice Queen and this person have something in common. They're both afraid of getting hurt. So maybe you at times are the Ice Queen because you were afraid of getting hurt. Because you were hurt. Somebody saw through your armor and hurt you. In that way, and then you became the Ice Queen even more so. And then you attracted in that same phobia, that same worry about actual commitment. Maybe you want commitment, but maybe deep down you're afraid of commitment, and you're just attracting in people that don't want commitment because you have that fear yourself. So always back to the game of mirrors, game of reflection in life. The thing that this person doesn't realize is that up here, where all these birds aren't, is the light. The light needs to come on in someone's head and be like, oh my gosh, this would be really good for me. Oh my gosh, this is what I really want. If they can get past their fear, then the relationship would be really good for them. That's the thing is, what scares them is that fear of being hurt, that fear of getting hurt, that fear of like, well, maybe it won't work out. Maybe that person would cheat. Maybe, being vulnerable. Now here's where it gets kind of tricky. You are blocked in the position of your attitude. And you're like, so you're blocked from, I guess what I feel like is making up with a certain person. If there's a person in your life that you're not, maybe not talking to, you're blocked from making up with that person. And the reason you're blocked is because God has stepped in and said, no, you can't. It's not going to work out. It's not what's meant to happen. What's meant to happen is I feel like you're not supposed to talk. You're not supposed to continue on in either a relationship or a friendship. Or maybe this is someone in your family too. This could also be family issues where, you're blocked from actually having that talk, which would heal things. Sometimes, there are books that need to remain on the shelf. For whatever reason, that's just how it is. And this is the Emperor is a hard block. So the Emperor or God comes in and says, no, you can't have this. Or no, this relationship is not your path. Or no, this is not the day to go fly that kite. And on a small level, maybe that's what it is. And the Emperor is also a father figure. You know? Okay, I think this card comes up for you guys a lot. I don't know why, I just remember seeing it again in one of my other videos for you guys. And so maybe you have major issues with your father. Maybe your dad doesn't want you to do certain things, or doesn't I would say maybe your dad doesn't really approve of what you're doing, or there's just not that. It's really up to him. He's got a lot of control, okay? So he's got the control, and you're really just in the passenger seat in your life. And in order for you to I guess move forward in your life and not be blocked from the positive things, because this to me is a positive thing. Making up with this person would be positive. You're blocked from the positive things because either your attitude is you're better than everybody else, or your father or your father figure is in control and you're in the passenger seat, and the only way to get past this is to be like, no, I'm taking my power back. You cannot be in control anymore of my life. It's my life. That's the way to do it. Or knowing that the path that you're going down is blocked because God has intervened and said, no, you can't continue doing what you're doing in the way that you're doing it. It needs to stop. Because it's not good for you or for others. And so God says, it's time that things change. It's time for you to switch tracks. It's time for you to think about what you're doing. Things don't happen in the timing that you expect them to happen, which is interesting because in emotions, it's like you're ready. You're impatient. You want things to happen like now, boom, boom, because Sagittarius move very quickly. They don't have any time to waste. And But God says, you know what? This is the timing. This is, it's not the time. It's not the time for you. This is not how it's supposed to happen. So God takes it away. I am going to pull a few other cards to see if there's any final messages, because I don't really like to leave off there. As you guys know, I like happy endings. To me, it's not necessarily an unhappy ending. It's just sort of like right now you're blocked. My suggestion would be to have a private reading with me so that I could figure out specifically what you need to do to kind of unblock. Maybe it's a specific person in your life that's causing this. Maybe it's the way you are thinking about things that needs unblocking. Maybe your actions, the way you're treating people, what you're doing. We need to kind of figure that out. So I would email me. Again, my email is elizabetholson31@gmail.com. And I can do comparisons to see, well, is it one person over a different person? So I was going to pull 3 cards. That's right, 3 cards. Interestingly enough, okay, I'm going to hold up all 3 cards together. This is an interesting combination. For the final messages. Okay, so you've got this. Well, it comes up as reversed. This is how I see it. That's how you guys can see it. So you got the good fortune, you got the Tower, and you got the success, absolute success. Also, another money card, another fortune card. To me, these two are very similar. This is big money. This is big wealth. This is prosperity and happiness. We've got the coin here, and we've got the bank account, which I think about that up there as being a bank account or a coin. Also being very prosperous and good. The problem is that what's happening sort of like right now is your relationships. To me, you're having relationship issues. The reason why I think the people in your life are having this issue is because for whatever reason your approach to your relationships isn't It's not really thought through. You're either doing it sort of out of passion, or you're doing it out of selfishness, selfish needs. When you're on the right path and you're in a relationship because you truly care about the other person, then there isn't going to be that block there. Okay. To me, you have a lot. You know, you're going to be, if you don't have it already, have a lot of money. But the problem is that you won't have somebody to share it with, which is unfortunate because Sagittarius need somebody to share it with because they have all this fire and passion, desire, all that stuff in your life, unless you really kind of refocus. To me, this is like, the Tower is also breaking down the old house, tearing it down, putting up the new house of your life. Literally, you might be thinking about moving into a new location or a new place, or starting over in some way with your life. And once you do start over, the outcome is the Mr. Right card. I think of this as also the money card too, one of the two good fortune cards. But to me, this is the Mr. Right card. So you have to really do some, I feel like, soul searching and looking at kind of like what went wrong in your relationship. I feel like you were doing that, but kind of sort of tuck it into your cap and be like, okay, this is what I want in the future. This is where I went wrong before. This is what I learned from it, and move on. The Tower card is always difficult because it's big stuff, you know, big stuff. So my suggestion is, you know, time. You know, let time kind of heal the wounds, and don't fester on it. Don't let it fester. Just move on as best you can. Pick up the pieces. Once the Tower has happened, pick up the pieces. Stay positive, and I feel like you will meet Mr. Right. If not, you're going to be very financially well off, which to me, you know, both are really, really great. For you, it would be best if it was Mr. Right. So keep your eye out for Mr. Right. I feel like I got a tingle on this. So keep your eyes peeled. You know, don't look at the ground so much. You know, check it out. You know, check it out. See what's going on out there, and you know, maybe passion will be yours in February. So stay tuned for my February video. I'll be doing those right around the 1st, and I wish you guys all the best. All right, I send you big hugs. Big kisses, and I will talk to you guys again soon. Okay, take care.